Today we're unboxing and reviewing the high-grade Gundam Zeta III, straight from the Gundam Base exclusive lineup. This sleek, limited edition kit brings a stunning color scheme, sharp design that would stand out in any collection. Let's dive in and see what makes this Zeta variant so special. What's going on, guys? Today you can see we're already diving into the unboxing on this Gundam Base limited kit. One thing I love about Gundam Base kits, man, versus the premium Bandai, there's no monotone color, just one scheme. This thing has a beautiful layout of course, the information on base, and man, this 2018 kit just shows all the beautiful artwork that is throughout this entire box and this unique color scheme for the Zeta III. Man, I cannot wait to get into this box. I personally like the Zeta Gundam design. Not a huge fan of the transformations if you've watched the channel, but you know, I've built a few Zetas. I know kind of what to expect getting into this here. You can see the manual is the basic release, standard release of the Gundam Zeta, and it is just straight through everything. So jumping right into this color variant runners, you can see runner A, of course, was the color scheme. And just quickly moving through, mostly white on this kit, very plain, a little bit of light gray mixed in and some dark gray. And you'll see just a little bit of these polycaps, along with the Gundam base. Of course, I did mean to say base, and then these stickers. We'll touch more on that in a little while. Here is the completed model. I absolutely adore this color scheme. It has some serious shelf presence too. So moving straight into the articulation, you can see some movement on the head. Unfortunately, with this Zeta setup and the way the chest armor goes into the head, there is some blocking, so you cannot get that 360 spin at the head. And actually, you can't even turn your head to make it look sideways. You kind of have to tilt it a little bit to get some of those more dynamic poses. Switching into the arm, you do have a good shoulder lift right there and a little bit of switch up in the shoulder for adjustment forward and backwards. 360 spin at that upper arm as well. And you can see I'm already fumbling with the hands, but we'll keep working on. A double bend at the elbow, and of course you've seen the ball joint on the hand as well. Moving into that chest, you have a mechanic in there where there's actually a ball going into the top part, so it allows for some movement. A little bit with that mechanics later on. A 360 spin at the waist if you want to put the legs backwards for whatever reason. Front skirt does come up. And the side skirts are on a polycap, so you can lift them and actually have a little bit of rotation forwards and backwards as well. Moving into the splits on this bad boy, surprisingly nimble for being a Generation 2 Gundam. Just saying, I gotta love it. A little bit of up and down on rotation with the hips as well. A decent high kick in the front. Now I will say there is no kick to the back. That's about as far as you get with that backpack on. Nice solid bend right there at the knee. Because of the bulkier kind of armor style, there is a little bit of blockage, but I found that it's still suitable for what I was trying to accomplish. That cover over top of the foot does move up and down some, and then of course the side of the foot kind of moves side to side a little bit, and a little bit of movement in there as well. And then moving to the backpack here, you can see that middle antenna comes up. You can move the larger pieces out some, and then you also have those pieces that come out. Taking a look at that Gundam base again, you can see the Gunpla logo. Jumping into the accessories, I didn't really want to put the base with the weapons here, but you know, that is included in this kit. As you can see, there's a decent amount of options too if you want to change up what kind of weapon you want to attach. So the Hyper Mega Launcher is just this massive gun. And I mean, it looks great, honestly, we can get him to hold it, and it does hold it surprisingly well. You can see articulation right there. Those skirts flip out on the side of the gun. Actually, handles tucked away in there as well, so there's handles on either side of that too. Switching into that beam rifle, you do have this handle. It does go all the ways up, and then taking a quick look at this shield, there is a lot of stickers on this that gives it all the white striping, and that purple right there in between the gray and the other purple is stickers as well. Yeah, that's kind of a definite bummer on this one, but the shield itself looks nice. You can see the attachment for that beam rifle. I'm going to jump back here a little bit. Goes into the arm and tucks away, and this is actually more of part of the storage. And that's the same with the shield as well. You do have a connection point on both arms, by the way, that you can attach that into. And when you don't have that in use, you can actually, there is plastic covers. That shield is upside down, guys, by the way. That was my bad. And you can see the cover on the other arm jumping over to the other side. just pegs in there. It is a poly cap, so it kind of stays in there nice and firm. Hidden grenade launchers in the arm is a nice touch. I will say those kind of doors flap open and close until you want to open them, and then they're hard to get open. So switching into the positive vibes, definitely love the color scheme. Absolutely feeling, I love this unique purple, white, and a little bit of gray mixed in. I think there's a nice articulation segment with this kit too, and you gotta love the nostalgic vibe for sure on the Gundam Zeta. And I personally enjoy all the weapons that come with this kit too, and a couple of the gimmicks that are mixed in. Absolutely enjoy some of those gimmicks, like the hand grenades in the arms. I thought that was a pretty cool gimmick and so moving into some of the not so great things, of course, I'm gonna start off with these stickers. The color correcting stickers, looking at this purple all the ways in the back, and you can see there is some peeling up already. It's so frustrating. I actually removed those white stickers and hand painted in some white on those just because I kept putting them down during the video, during the recording. It was like non-stop. And unfortunately with the older Zeta kit, it is based on, you do have some loose joints, the ball joints in the hands. There is that mechanic in the torso. It does allow for some adjustments, but can definitely be a pain to put back in when it pops out during posing. So you guys know I do not like my transformations, but I'm doing it here for you guys with the help of my son, so you see little hands throughout this whole video. This piece, once you pull everything off, you throw it away. Just don't need it anymore apparently. But I'm just kidding, don't do that guys. I'm being serious, keep it. You'll see in a minute. But switching into this, you do have a separate segment with a couple extra pieces to help with this transformation. Unfortunately, this one's not a full transformation, so you won't be using some of those pieces. Pretty much the chest, head, and torso. Kind of placing everything in there. See, I told you right there, guys, that I needed pieces off of it. That's why you don't throw it away. Also, I'm sure you want to put it in Zeta form, so. But kind of switching out, you can see that back skirt there. By the way, those do actually have some articulation too. You couldn't see it with the backpack, but moving into that, you can see that the feet kind of fold up there, or the legs fold up, I should say. Then the feet as well actually tuck in to give it more of that thruster feel. And you kind of pop out that piping right there on that knee to get that bend all the ways back into it. Once you get it set up in the position that you want, you attach it to the sides. Flip around the pieces that I put in wrong, because I do that all the time. I'm not great at following instructions. And then right there you have the feet and Zeta, half of the kit at least, kind of moving in. Moving into some of the additional attachments, especially the weapons and stuff like that. You'll get into the shield. It sits in there firmly and nicely. And again, this color scheme just comes out so nice. And then you put on the backpack here that kind of, flipping those legs around. Again, instructions are always kind of rough, and I do build these models, so it's weird. It comes to transformations. And then you go in, you put the beam rifle on top here. Once you adjust that to the right spot, then that just plugs in again, same kind of setup. Here is with the mega launcher on there, and honestly, I enjoyed the style. My son absolutely loved this too, by the way. He'd been flying it around after I finished recording this kit. Hasn't lost pieces on it yet, but honestly, love it. It looks so great there. I'm trying to keep his hands off it already. But I mean, I'm not a huge transformation fan, but this one shaped up pretty nice. And you can see the little landing gear that came with it too. Again, separate pieces that weren't included in it. Just all those stickers. So to answer the question, yes, this kit is totally worth buying. Just know you will have a lot of stickers. Unless you love hand painting, then have at it, because it would be so much better. Until next time, guys, love.